Well, Shanghai is slowly returning to life after COVID-19 curbs were eased following a 2-month lockdown. The harsh restrictions had resulted in resentment and anger among residents. They also cost the economy billions of dollars in lost output. But it's not quite back to business just yet for China's financial hub. Lo Minmin stepped out into the city first thing today to experience the new normal.
At midnight, cheers erupted on the streets of Shanghai. It's the start of the city's grand reopening from an unprecedented COVID-19 lockdown. Some residents in the outskirts of the city even set off fireworks to celebrate.
已经盼了这么长时间，反正出来心情无比激动的，感觉比过年还要激动。
上海的人从0到100的这么一个过程，让我觉得还有些不适应。我一直想象的是一个逐渐解封的过程，但像这样，31号发6·1解封的通知，然后现在人流一下就大了起来，其实是超乎我的想象的。
It feels amazing. Now we are able to get food that you were not able to get before. I was keen to get some Chinese food, and yeah, that's able now. And you see all the shops are starting to open up again. And looking forward to meet all the friends now. Yeah.
Hours later, the city is bustling, and I'm wandering the streets for the first time in over 60 days. My first time buying something in person. The city's grand reopening is not without its hurdles. For example, while this shop had sufficient ingredients in cold storage to restart operations immediately, they are still short of fresh vegetables.
我们原材料就是我们公司配送的，我们公司这个加盟店在松江9天，昨天晚上我们立马护工了，半夜送过来了，因为我们是当天配送的嘛，不存在说遗留的很长时间的。
从外省过来吗？
不从外省，就在上海本市的，因为我们有大型的仓库、大型的配送中心。
Elsewhere, businesses have yet to reawaken from their long slumber.
This fresh market is not fully operational, and I'm told that they need several days for disinfection. And if you walk along the street, you can see that many businesses are not yet fully open, and business owners told me it's quite unrealistic to expect them to operate as business as usual on the first day of the reopening. Remember, many didn't have advance notice of the lockdown, and restaurants, for instance, didn't have time to dispose of food properly. So they're going back to stores that are sometimes infested with mice and maggots, and they'll need time to do a thorough deep cleaning and put in place those COVID-19 prevention measures.
While public transport has fully resumed, a COVID test taken within 72 hours is required to take them or enter any public area. And to facilitate testing, the government has set up testing booths within 15 minutes walk from anywhere in the city. There are these making queues at testing booths across the city because without a COVID test, it's nearly impossible to do anything meaningful in Shanghai right now.
一开始可能不能适应吧，我也不知道。现在我突然之间发现我可能马要过期了，所以快点下来再做一次，因为怕明天下班就不能回去了。这一块我觉得应该可以过一段时间就能适应的吧。一开始还是不太能够适应。
我是从最后一名开始排队的，然后大概整个过程10到15分钟左右，然后大家排队都很自觉，然后自行保持2米间距，然后我会提前打开核酸码给工作人员查看，然后整个过程是非常的顺利。
The end of the lockdown also means that these workers can finally head home for a good shower and to sleep on their own beds. For the past 2 months, some have been sleeping in their shops to provide essential food to people under what the government calls a closed-loop management. But while Shanghai's lockdown may be over, China has not signaled any major changes to its zero-COVID strategy. That's fueled worries that what's happened in the past 2 months could happen again if there's another COVID-19 outbreak in the city. For now, though, it's time to celebrate as the city's residents re-emerge onto the newly bustling streets. Lo Minmin, CNA, Shanghai.